Hello, I'm Orkan Amashov. Welcome to Headlines Special. As a former leadership of the now defunct separatist illegal creation known as Nagorno-Karabakh Republic, once based in Azerbaijan's Karabakh region, go on trial, a series of questions as to their identity, activities and place in the wider confrontation between Baku and Yerevan are back in the spotlight. But in September 2023, Azerbaijan, as a result of lightning operation, restored its full control over the remainder of Karabakh, sending a death blow to their separatist creation, resulting in its self-dissolution. The fate of these very separatist leaders were practically sealed. From the point of international law, irrespective of what one may think of the conflicting sides, this was a case of a nation restoring its sovereignty and taking necessary measures to bring those who acted against the sovereignty to justice. Now the Azerbaijani court will be examining a very complex case involving 2,548 episodes related to Arkady Gukasyan, Araik Harutyunyan, Baku Sarkisyan, David Ishkhanyan, David Babayan and other former separatist actors, leaders. And of course, the case of Ruben Vardanyan, a Russian billionaire and a founder of Troika Dialogue, known for elaborate money laundering schemes, is of some moment here. It's not our intention to go into the nitty-gritty details of the ongoing trial, but understand its gist, in other words, its essence, the fundamental legal position and political significance of the whole process. By and large, in view of a close connection between the state of Armenia and the separatist entity in question, and in the light of the latter's complete reliance on the former financially, militarily, many lawyers would argue that what was once referred to as NKR, Nagorno-Karabakh Republic, was nothing but the illegal creation of Armenia inside Azerbaijan. And when Azerbaijan recovered its territorial integrity back in 2020, with the illegal separatist entity, however, remaining there as a relic of Armenian occupation, this was still the case. This situation was rectified in September 2023, when Baku fully restored its sovereignty in Karabakh. For instance, Samvel Shahramanyan recently stated that until the very last moment, separatist forces in Karabakh were fully subordinated to Armenian armed forces. Many observers in this particular case would argue that justice should not just be served, but also seen. In this respect, there are those who draw parallels between the trial of these former separatist leaders and the Nuremberg trial, in which the representatives of the Nazi Germany were tried. Amongst those on trial, the person of Ruben Vardanyan looms large. Over the past 3 years, he has made an extraordinary journey, which deserves close inspection. Let's have a listen to what my colleagues have prepared.
Vardanyan's court hearing, presided over by Judge Zeynal Agayev on January 17th, addresses accusations ranging from terrorism to crimes against humanity. According to the Azerbaijani State Security Service, these charges stem from his alleged involvement in funding and organizing illegal armed groups operating in Karabakh. Best known as the founder of Troika Dialogue, one of Russia's premier investment banks, Vardanyan also carved a reputation as an advocate for global Armenian interests. His career trajectory has taken him from Moscow's financial elite to international headlines. Vardanyan's impact on Russia's economy was profound. Under his leadership, Troika Dialogue became a cornerstone of Russian finance, and he served on the boards of major companies like Kamaz and Volga Dnepr. His work extended to the Skolkovo Innovation Center, a flagship project in Russia's bid to modernize its economy. Organised Crime and Corruption Reporting Project, OCCRP, revealed that Troika Dialogue facilitated the transfer of billions of dollars through a complex network of offshore accounts. These transactions reportedly benefited Russian oligarchs and government-affiliated entities. Although Vardanyan has denied direct involvement, OCCRP's investigation paints a picture of a financial ecosystem intertwined with Kremlin interests.
Vardanyan and his family were among those who received money from the laundromat. More than $3.2 million was used to pay for his American Express card, went to accounts belonging to his wife and family, and paid school fees for his 3 children in Great Britain. Asked about these sums, Vardanyan said the offshore companies Troika created serviced his own companies in addition to the bank's clients.
In a dramatic shift, Vardanyan renounced his Russian citizenship in 2022 to avoid Western sanctions. But Ukraine included him on its sanctions list for providing logistical support to the Russian occupation army. Right after denouncing his Russian citizenship, he relocated to Karabakh, assuming the role of state minister in the so-called unrecognized self-proclaimed Nagorno-Karabakh Republic. He positioned himself as a visionary leader focused on the region's development amid escalating tensions. The timing of Vardanyan's move has raised suspicions. Analysts argue that his presence in Karabakh coincided with Russia's strategic interests in maintaining influence over the South Caucasus. Vardanyan has faced accusations of being a Kremlin-installed figure aimed at undermining Armenian Prime Minister Nikol Pashinyan, who has pursued more pro-Western policies. These claims are widely discussed in geopolitical analyses, including reports by Stratfor and the Moscow Times. During his tenure as state minister, Vardanyan reportedly facilitated the operations of illegal armed factions. According to Azerbaijani security services, he facilitated the funding and operation of these groups, contravening international and Azerbaijani law. His activities have been a focal point in Azerbaijan's legal and diplomatic efforts to reassert control over Karabakh.
Based on the collected evidence, reasonable suspicions have arisen that Vardanyan Ruben Karlenovich, born in 1968, currently a citizen of the Republic of Armenia, committed the criminal acts under Articles 214-1, financing of terrorism, 279.3, participation in an armed formations or groups, which are not provided by the legislation, and 318.1, illegal crossing of the state border of the Republic of Azerbaijan, of the Criminal Code of the Republic of Azerbaijan.
Vardanyan's arrest on September 27, 2023, marked a turning point. Azerbaijani forces detained him while he attempted to cross into Armenia, citing substantial evidence of his involvement in terrorism and other crimes. His trial, taking place on January 17th, not only scrutinizes his actions, but also has broader implications for regional dynamics.
I'd say that the fate of these separatist leaders is a matter of great concern to many in Armenia would be the stretch of imagination. In many ways, those currently tried in Azerbaijan are the enemies of the current government in Yerevan, with Vardanyan himself once viewed as Pashinyan's potential opponent and detractor. It is also true that a number of demonstrations in their support have taken place in Yerevan, yet the numbers were not significant. The one organized outside the UN building in central Yerevan by Artsak Beglaryan, self-described as human rights defender, was lackluster. In fact, former Armenian separatist leaders of Karabakh are not particularly admired in Armenia either. Jalal Harutyunyan, for instance, who was in charge of the illegal armed groups in Karabakh during the Second Karabakh War, that is the war of 2020 between Azerbaijan and Armenia, is now being tried in Armenia, facing the prospect of 10 years of imprisonment. And it is our intention to explore the circumstances entailed in the gist of this case and the circumstances enveloping this particular trial of former separatist leaders of Karabakh further with Azerbaijani and Armenian guests. This trial will provide both for Azerbaijan and Armenia an opportunity to reflect on what largely shaped their present with consequences for their future. See you very soon.